Hi, learners. I am Dr. Preshth Bhardwaj, a professor of marketing at ISBI Business School. I'm in this industry from past 22 years. I'm actually been teaching retail management, brand management, strategic management, marketing research, marketing analytics, and core marketing management from almost 22 years in this industry. I have taught MBA and BBA students both during this tenure. And in fact, I have taught courses for even doctoral students also. Well, I'll be taking session on pricing strategies today. So I'm going to talk something on the basics of what do you mean by pricing and what is the relevance of pricing in value creation. Okay. Uh, so I will be more or less talking about focusing on what is pricing strategy and the relevance of pricing in value creation, cost, and profitability analysis. Uh, if you look at the conventional pricing sensitivity model, which talks about how profit leads to pricing minus value variable cost multiplied by quantity minus fixed cost. It was proposed by Nagel, Hogan, and Zell in their book of Strategy and Tactics of Pricing. Basically, the purpose of this model was focusing on why the pricing is so relevant in value creation. If you look at the parameter of variable and fixed cost, unlike advertising and cost reduction measures, pricing is one of the only variable which affects every unit cost sold majorly. And every 1% improvement in price often produces 5 to 10% improvement in operating profit, basically depending upon the margins which have been carried for per unit. An excellent example for this discussion would be Apple Incorporation, which maintains their premium pricing discipline and rarely do discounts these customers with their iPhones. And because of the reason of this particular strategy, pricing strategy Apple is carrying, they've been leading the industry with the margins they've been capturing in the market compared to competitors. Furthermore, if you look at the other parameters why pricing carry the major variable for value creation is one of the theory which is widely been used for pricing is information economics by Akerlof. Uh, According to this study, he proposes that the earlier sellers controlled pricing as a pricing information a lot, but it has changed a lot over a period of time because today's, if you see the customers, the way they browse pricing across offline and online, they have a complete control of price compression in their hand. So because of this reduced asymmetry, it has actually immensely increased the price competition across competitors. The impact for this asymmetry is margin shrink, which further reduces the differentiation factor. Arbitrary pricing fluctuations have been collapsing over a period of time. There has been introduced more discipline in the pricing strategy domain. And yes, because of this, customer becoming more price sensitive. And this is one of the reasons why pricing actually becoming at the forefront of value creation for any company strategy. Second reason why pricing becoming more important is, see, many industries where the differentiation is being narrowing down, like smartphone industry, when products become more similar to each other in terms of features and benefits, the pricing becomes the decisive factor. If firms cannot differentiate strongly over a period of time, they must compete on pricing creatively by introducing offers like bundling strategy, subscription plans, and segmentation more effectively. If you look at this framework proposed by Michael Porter of generic strategy, that is one of the options where companies normally choose as a differentiating factor on a particular basis of competitive strategy is differentiation. But it becomes weaker when the product differentiation goes weaker. And because of that, pricing becomes the more decisive factor. And hence, because of this, prices moves from more tactical to strategic dimensions. If you look at the aspect why pricing now hence becomes a decisive factor for value creation, if you look at conventionally the way prices were a part of a domain of planning, it was more like a transactional pricing rather than pricing as a part of lifelong relationship with the customers. Pricing is used to apply as a basis for single purchase. And of course, the revenue focus of revenue was for per transaction. It was very common phenomena in the industry like hardware, software licenses, and FMCG companies. But over a period of time, companies have realized that this cannot be a long-term strategy. This cannot be a criteria for building up relationship with the customers for long. So they have eventually transformed into a parameter where they've been focusing more on lifelong pricing. That is, prices are determined based on the entire lifelong customer relationship calculation analysis, more known as customer lifetime value analysis, focusing rather than one-time margin, focusing the overall revenue for the whole customer lifespan. So companies like SaaS, subscription services like OTT platforms and loyalty programs, which are run by many companies, are excellent example of how companies have been moved from that transactional system to the lifelong system. If you look at the formula shared here, it is one of the most widely used approaches of calculating customer lifetime value, where a T here has been talking about the particular period of time for calculating and evaluating the customer lifetime value. Margins here capture the profit contributed by a particular period of time. Retention probability is the probability by which customer is going to stay with the company for a particular period of time. And R is a discount rate as a function to ensure that the customers consistently provide profitability to the company. The purpose of discussing this all was CLV actually incorporates revenue in the formula and retention probability and margin over time. Pricing decisions hence have become optimized because of long-term profitability, not immediate gain. And customer lifetime value is one of the measures to understand the long-term relationship profitability. And hence, pricing is one of the core centers of this profitability lever. Thank you very much.